Donald Eugene Brayton was born September 30th, 1934, to Lynn and Stella Brayton on the family farm near Hunter, North Dakota. Don was one of 6 children. When Don was just 3 years old, his beloved father Lynn passed away at the young age of 38. Throughout Don's childhood, he and his brothers, through teasing, roughhousing, and laughter, formed a strong family bond that lasted a lifetime. In 1952, Don received his high school diploma from Hunter High School. That fall, he started college at North Dakota State University in Fargo, North Dakota. After his first year at NDSU, Don didn't feel he was ready for college, so he enlisted in the Navy to learn more about himself and what career path he wanted to pursue. After 2 years in the Navy, he went back to NDSU and began studying electrical engineering. In 1957, Don was a junior at NDSU, and he and his fraternity brothers wanted to find some dates for the winter term party. As they had done in the past, they called over to one of the women's dorms at the neighboring college, Morehead State. On this particular evening, Don was asked if he wanted to speak to a brunette or a blonde. He said a brunette. This became Don's first date with the love of his life, Jeanette Kathleen Shipman. In 1959, Don and Jeanette began dating seriously. Once they had both graduated from college, they were married on June 5th, 1959, just in time for Don to take his first engineering assignment in Boston, Massachusetts. After about 6 months in Boston, Don decided to take a new job in Milwaukee, Wisconsin with the division of General Motors. Shortly after their move to Wisconsin, Melissa Jean was born on March 27, 1960. Don was a natural father, with such love and enjoyment for his children. He looked forward to the weekends when he could take care of Melissa, change her, bathe her, hold her, and play with her. He took his role as a father seriously, but filled with humor and love. Just as they were getting used to life as parents with a young child, they learned they were expecting again. During Jeanette's first pregnancy, Don had thought he wanted a boy. However, he came to believe that a man wanting a son was about ego. He never again talked about wanting to have a boy and celebrated each daughter's arrival with joy. Maureen Kay was born July 13, 1961. It was 1963, and Don found himself facing the most important parenting challenge of all, his children's spiritual education. His daughter Melissa had started asking questions, and as Don pondered his answers, he realized he didn't want to simply give her the answers that he had been given as a child. He wanted to be sure his children had the truth. This led Don on the most important quest of his life. He began this journey by taking a class at his Presbyterian church. This experience only led to more questions. It was about this time he overheard a coworker, Jim Borland, talking about the Baha'i faith. Jim encouraged Don to read and uncover the truth for himself. After all, Baha'is do not have clergy. It is the responsibility of the individual to investigate the faith. It was during this time his third daughter, Camille Suzanne, was born on June 4th, 1963. On July 2nd, 1964, Don enrolled as a member of the Baha'i Faith, a religion he found to be the truth he'd been seeking. It is a faith that teaches all religions come from the same one God and all humanity is one family. A religion he was proud to teach his daughters, as it promotes the equality of men and women and the concept that science and religion must agree. Two years later, on July 19th, 1965, Donna and Jeanette were blessed with the birth of Lynn Kamal. Then, in November, Don accepted a position with Honeywell in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was at this time the family moved to their new home in Anoka, Minnesota. This was a very special time for the Brayton family. They had found a place to call home and raise their 4 children. Then, to their surprise, God blessed them with a 5th child. Charlotte Estelle was born on June 3, 1969, and the Brayton family was complete. During Don's time in Minnesota, many friendships were made that lasted a lifetime. As a family, the Braytons immersed themselves in the community, working hand in hand with other families to build a loving and inclusive neighborhood for everyone to raise their children in. At the same time, their home became the primary gathering place for the local Baha'i community to celebrate diversity and work towards social equity. It was during this time that Don pursued his path of service to the Baha'i faith, a path that would carry him through the rest of his life. Then, in 1975, Don found himself on a new adventure, one that would take him west to the mountains of Colorado. Honeywell had asked him to head up the quality control department in their new solid-state electronics production facility in Colorado Springs, located at the foot of Pikes Peak. As always, Don embraced this challenge with the same spirit of service and contagious energy he put into everything. Together, Don and Jeanette decided to make their home in Woodland Park, Colorado. Don found a beautiful property just north of town that over time the rest of the family would grow to cherish. This land became a place of peace and solitude for the Brayton family, which quickly began to grow with the addition of sons-in-laws, grandchildren, and eventually great-grandchildren. One of the most cherished times in Don's life was between 1990 and 1994, when Don and Jeanette were asked to serve at the Baha'i World Center in Haifa, Israel. This service had a profound impact on Don's spiritual life, as it gave him the opportunity to serve his faith full-time and to learn what it meant to live as a world citizen, working closely with 60 different cultures from around the world. Throughout the years, Don always had projects going, whether it was building on or remodeling his home, woodworking, fixing cars, or caring for the property he so dearly loved. Outside of the work he did for his family, Don loved to spend his time in the workshop, building anything that was needed for local unity celebrations, Baha'i holy days, community projects, and Baha'i children's classes. Don lived by the Baha'i principle: work done in the spirit of service is worship. What brought Don the most joy was spending time with his family and friends. His selfless and humble service and his strong sense of family was deeply felt by his 5 daughters, 4 son-in-laws, 16 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren, along with friends who found family in the Brayton home. Together, Don and Jeanette created an inclusive environment of love, openness, and acceptance, which was the foundation of family for their grandchildren and great-grandchildren, who now hold their cousins as their dearest friends. On October 9th, 2020, surrounded by his loving family, Don passed from this plane of existence into his next path of service in God's heavenly kingdom. The greatest gift and legacy he gave his family is his deep faith in God and his relentless pursuit of the truth. Don always said, "When you find the truth, you embrace it." And he did.